guys, welcome back. This is Diana with the Paper Pineapple. Today I am going to be prepping my little mini album, and I have this little 6x8 3-ring scrapbook album from the Paper Studio. I got this from Hobby Lobby and it was only $6.99, so it's really affordable, and I like that you can customize it and paint it and decorate it however you like. So here I am just measuring out 2 inches to do my to paint my album. I only want the spine and the inside of it a different color. So here I'm just using some painter's tape and making sure that I have straight, crisp lines. And if you do get a little spillage from or a little bleeding, it's okay. You can just always flick it off with your nail. It's not hard at all. What you do want to do is you want to leave enough time for it to fully dry. That way you won't have bleeding when you actually peel off the tape. So here I am just trying to make sure that I have straight lines on all parts of the album. And I also want to do the inside because I want the inside to be the same color as the outside spine. So I'm just going to be here carefully measuring out the pieces, making sure that they're straight and that they're down firmly. So when I do pull off the tape, I do get crisp lines. This is actually my first time doing this. I did an October daily and I just embellished the album with some paper, and that's okay too. You can always just, decorate it how you want, but I actually wanted to challenge myself and do a little painting today. So I'm going to try it out and see how it goes. I do want to make sure that I tape off the metal piece so I don't get paint on that, and I try my best to cover it so that I don't get paint on it the best that I can. And if I do miss a little spot, I can always go back and, touch up. Or if you do get a little paint on the metal, you can always scratch it off. So there's no big deal. It's actually pretty safe. So here I am just making sure that I get all the pieces and that it's all taped well. I decided to use some paint from, I believe I got it at Walmart, I'm not sure. They carry apple barrel paints, but I believe Michael does too. And I picked up Key West. It was a pretty aqua blue color. I felt like it went well with my cards and papers. So here I am just using a paintbrush, a thick paintbrush, and I'm just painting some long strokes and making sure that I smooth it over before it dries, before I decide to do a second coat. And make sure that if you do end up painting your album, that you get the sides as well, so that you have it all covered, completely covered. Here I am, touching up the sides as well. You do want those colored, and so yeah, I'm just holding that with my hand, and I'm just brushing it all up, making sure that I get full coverage. I'm going to go ahead and put on some background music, and you guys will see me continue to finish up this inside and the outside of the album, and then I'll see you at the end of the video. I will be using a couple of things for this album. I'm going to be using this for my Washington album. And so now the binder is, or the album is actually dried and ready. So I know I'm ready to move on to what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using Simple Stories, Sunshine and Blue Skies snap card pieces, and there's like 48 pieces in this. So I don't actually have an actual kit that coordinates with everything, but I'm just gonna use with what I have, and hopefully I can get it to match. So these are the little cards that I will be using throughout the album. I'm gonna be using some pocket pages, and I'm also gonna be using, so these will be my cards. I have this Echo Park paper sticker pack, and it's a summer collection. And so I'm thinking of using this set right here. So it's actually this one. It happens to be the first one in the pack. So I feel like this one, out of all the ones, kind of coordinates with these little cards here. And this one's just says summer fun. So I'm going to be using these stickers to complement these cards. And I'm also going to be using this paper pack. It's called Palm Beach by My Mind's Eye. And it's got 48 sheets of 12 by 12 cardstock papers. And I feel like they kind of go with the colors that's in that little, in the card set. So, for example, it has these palm leaves, and there's palm leaves in this. And then there's like pineapples and palm trees and polka dots, and you know, all these cute fun colors that I feel that matches well with it. And I actually saw, I know that there's I could have sworn that I thought I saw some flamingos, and it actually has flamingos on this as well. So I figure it would be a perfect pair to use this paper pad with it. I feel like it goes really well with it. So I'm going to be using these 3 items, and I will try to use some embellishments, maybe some enamel dots, maybe some wood veneers, maybe some brads, little things like that. So I can't wait to embellish my cover. So here I'm going to be using this paper pad, and I pick a page that I want to use the outside of my album with. Oh, there's the flamingos. I found them. See, I thought I was going crazy. So I like this floral with the palm leaves on it. I'm going to go ahead and cut this to match the front, and then I'm going to take one of these, looks like they're 4x4 cards, and I'm going to center it and put that as an embellishment to embellish my album. So I'm just going to measure out how I want it. And I do want some of the craft album peeking through, so I'm not going to fully cover it completely. So I'm just going to leave some on the top and bottom and sides. So I'm just going to here quickly just measure out my paper, my cardstock paper, and go ahead and lay this here. And I do want it to show all the way around. I wasn't sure if I wanted it to cover all the way out to the spine, because I do know that I want to do some kind of embellishing on the actual piece between the paint and the craft album. So I believe I do end up cutting some of that off. I do end up picking out this card, Summer Vibes, and I went ahead and trimmed it a little bit, and I'm getting just this black pen so I can make lines around just to give a little bit more interest on my cards. It just gives it like a little touch. And I do end up getting my ATG gun, and I'm ready to adhere this piece. And when I remembered, I was going to round the corners, and when I remembered, it was too late because I already had adhesive around it, and I didn't want to jam my paper rounder, so I just left it at that. I really didn't want to round the corners there, but yeah, it didn't work out, so I just left it as is because I didn't want to peel off the cover and then make a mess. So I went ahead and got another coordinating paper. I like this coral stripe paper, so I went ahead and I did around these corners, and then I'm just doing the same thing that I did on the covers and just going along with some black pen and just to give it a little bit more interest. And I know that I wanted to hear it right there, and so I'm just using my ATG gun to adhere my piece of paper. Make sure that I flatten it out so it's completely on there. And then I do want to do another card. I want to make this a pocket. I ended up going through a couple of them and decided that I wanted to use this. And I do use a circle punch, and I'm terrible at centering things, so I try to do it a little better with a ruler, but even then, I think I did okay this time. Sometimes I don't center them really well. And so I'm just, going and doing the outline as well. The circle punch is a great way to make a notch in your papers. And so, yeah, it gives it a little touch to let people know that there's a pocket in there once they go through the album. So I do end up taking some double-sided tape. This I got from Scrapbook.com if you decide that you need some. They also sell these at the Dollar Tree store, just FYI, and you get 3 rolls, and you get, and then there's other dimensional tape that you get 3 in a pack, so it's a really good buy. I definitely recommend. So I'm just getting a ruler here, and I'm just like trying to make the pocket, and I'm getting another piece of paper, another piece of quarter-inch cardstock from that same paper pad, and I'm trying to measure out another piece to cut out and put on the back side of the album. And I also want to make this a pocket as well. You can never go wrong with making extra pockets because you can always put memorabilia in there or extra pictures that don't make the album. Little stuff like that, tickets and little stuff like that. So I'm making another pocket, and I'm doing the same thing as well, putting some lines to create some, just a little pop-up of something. And just go ahead and adhere that. And then I go through those same cards, and I find a card that I want to put on there. And I also use my circle punch, and I make a notch in it. And I was kind of torn to see which one because I didn't want to use it, and I wanted to use the back, but I didn't want to waste the card in the front, so that's always a struggle. But I do opt for this one, so I just make the quick notch and decide to put some adhesive, and so it looks cute. I like that look, to have extra pockets to put things in. And here I'm just adding my adhesive, my double-sided adhesive tape. And yeah, and I just adhere that. So I'm pretty much done with the actual album cover, and I did the inside, the outside, and so now it's ready to go. I will show you as I create in it how I go about embellishing that, but I'm still not done. So I want to go ahead and add a ribbon to it. I don't know, I just feel like it gives it some kind of softness to it. So like I just use a glue gun, and I measured out some Grosgrain ribbon in coral. I think it's Offray brand, and then I just get another piece and then do a little tie, little bow on there, and I just cut and trim the sides. When working with ribbon, you do want to make sure that you use a lighter so that you burn the edges so that your ribbon doesn't fray over the years, and it just looks nice and neater. So here I'm just showing you, to burn your edges. And now I'm ready to, I wanted to add something to it, I just didn't know what, and the stickers weren't really appealing to me, but I did like this little, little popsicle, and I just added some, they're like little flat jemmies, and I put 2 on the side. I wanted to put one on the other corner, but I felt like it just didn't go, so I just went ahead and just added the jemmies to mimic the one on the corners. I will be using these 6x8 refill pages by the Paper Studio from Hobby Lobby, and I will jump on and I will show you guys how I embellish this album. I hope you guys like this video. If you guys like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next crafty video. Bye guys!